It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
And a very pleasant Friday evening, everyone. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Welcome to the 2025 Tigers Boys Only Classic at Lander Valley High School inside the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse. Scott Fuller with you. It's bringing just one game tonight. Lander Tigers play 3 games on the weekends, including 2 games tomorrow. One's 10 o'clock start tomorrow morning, and they'll play the last game, the Lander Boys Classic, at 4 p.m. That's all tomorrow, but this weekend the Lander boys have some work to do, kind of hit the reset button a little bit after what was not a bad showing in the boys and girls mixed Lander Classic last weekend, but a couple of real disappointing losses to a very good Thermopolis Team 2A state defending champions. Thermopolis defeating Lander in the first game of the regular season last week, but then Rollins coming in to wrap up the entire tournament, kind of taking everybody by surprise, including perhaps the Lander boys. Rollins deserved and earned, but pulled off the upsets over the Tigers, so Lander starts 1-2 on the regular season. There are 3 new opponents here at the tournament for the Lander Tigers between tonight and the 2 games tomorrow for Lander to get that a little bit right. This is the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, your one-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more. Porter's, proud supporter of Fremont County athletes and conveniently located, Federal in Riverton and a Casper location as well. So here's we have a good 17 minutes or so. We'll have plenty of time to get into what limited action both Douglas and the Lander boys have had on their regular season, which is now only a week old, starting with the Lander Tigers. So one thing we do know about Lander after only a weekend to play, they're a little bit inexperienced, maybe need some time playing at the varsity level for some of these guys, but when things are right, this team can score. Tigers coming in averaging 63.3 points per game after the first weekend to play. That's one of the better offensive outputs in all of 3A so far. Also shooting after the opening weekend, 46% from the field, including 35% from 3. And they're getting nearly 23-point attempts per game after those first 3 games last weekend. Where Lander Valley has really stood out after those first 3 games so far is ball movement. They're averaging 17.3 assists per game, and that shows up on film. This is a team that looks to move the ball from side to side, find good shots, not necessarily the quick shot, although they're capable of running the floor in fast break, but Lander wants to make that extra pass in transition or in their set offense, and that shows on the stat sheet. 17 assists per game. Individually, Finn McFadden leads the Tigers with 6 assists per game. That's ranking among the top distributors in 3A after week 1. Noah St. Clair also contributes about 3 assists per game so far. It gives Lander a couple of creators in the backcourt with Noah St. Clair and Finn McFadden. Rebounding has also been a strength so far in the early season. Lander pulling down 31 rebounds per game with a strong 21 rebounds defensively per game. That limits, obviously, opponents' second chance opportunities and was a big part of what the Tigers did well last weekend. Defensively, they are allowing 49 points per game. So far, they have held opponents under 40% shooting and under 20% from 3. So this is a disciplined team. Just 2 games last week in this tournament that they hosted that didn't go their way. So they'll try and rectify that tonight. Douglas Bearcats are the opponent. We're going to have a look at the Bearcats and what they've done on the regular season so far when we come back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athlete success both on and off the field, and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, And when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Welcome back to the Porter's Tailgate Show ahead of Lander and Douglas. One game on the Lander slate tonight. They'll play a couple of games tomorrow in the Lander boys only tournament. The Lander girls currently playing today and tomorrow in Douglas. In that tournament, that's going to be one of two times that the Lander boys and girls are going to split on the season. First tournament, I think it's the first tournament back from Christmas break. They'll travel to Pinedale and Rawlins separately. I believe Pinedale is hosting the boys' side of that tournament, and I think Rawlins will host the girls. After that, we'll have your typical boys and girls doubleheader for the remainder of the regular season as we get into conference play. This will be the last weekend here before the Christmas break, and both these teams will have played 6 games in 2 weeks over the course of only 4 days in those 2 weeks. As they head into the Christmas break. Let's have a look at the Douglas Bearcats here on the Porter's Tailgate Show. Douglas so far on the season averaging 51 points per game. That's right about the middle of 3A, but what jumps out immediately on the stat sheet anyway is Douglas's offensive efficiency. They're 43% team shooting from the field so far this year, and when they get those clean looks inside, they do tend to convert those high percentage shots. Colton Peterson is kind of the anchor for this Bearcats team. Averaging a healthy 16 points per game so far in the regular season. That's among the top scorers in the East region of 3A anyway. Peterson also pulling down 9 boards per game. Makes him one of the more productive all-around players in the entire conference in all of 3A. So you have Peterson's efficiency at notable. He's also 69% shooter from the field. That's about the best you can do in the class as well. In the backcourt, Donnie Taylor runs the offense for Douglas. About 5 assists per game so far. Douglas's team does a pretty good job also, as Lander does, of valuing possessions. They average just 13 turnovers per game to the Bearcats so far. Douglas rebounding at a lower overall rate than Lander at 26 boards per game, but defensively, they have been effective. 51 points per contest for Douglas, holding opponents to a very impressive 25% shooting in some of those early season matchups. That's a little bit deeper dive into the Douglas Bearcats. We are 11 minutes away from tip-off. Porter's Tailgate Show continues. We'll have a look at some key matchups in this one right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Wyoming Catholic College is a unique institution that offers an immersion into Western tradition, the beauty and challenges of the wilderness, and the treasures of the Catholic spiritual heritage. Our mission is to provide a unique educational experience that nurtures the body, mind, and spirit. We are proud of our alumni success stories and the learning opportunities we offer through our academic outreach program. Come and explore our campus in Lander, Wyoming.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Valley High School to psych for a 2-day boys-only Lander Classic, second weekend in a row that LVHS has hosted a tournament to open up the regular season for both the Lander boys and the girls. Lander girls are in Douglas, carrying a 4-0 mark into the weekend. Ranked, by the way, number 2 in all of 3A, only bested by Cody on the girls' side. For those of you who were curious, my media votes went to Lander in first place, and they only missed that first place spot by a couple of votes, but Lander some work to do before number 1 overall. The Lander boys were ranked top 5 in the regular season, but dropping 2 of those 3 games in the opening weekend last weekend has Lander out of the top 5. They're technically ranked number 6 in the WyoPreps coaches and media poll, so still some respect early season for the Lander boys, but have fallen out of the top 5 after losses to Rollins and the defending 2A state champ Thermopolis Bobcats last weekend. Here in front of us in about 9 minutes, we have Lander Valley and Douglas. We kind of went through both statistical early season stats being whatever they're worth for both teams. So what about matchups? Lander Valley's rebounding and ball movement kind of sticks out on paper. And then you have Douglas, which is going to try and do a lot of what Rollins successfully, for the most part, did against Lander, especially in the first half of that last game of the tournament last weekend. That is move the ball inside, get those good shots. Offensive efficiency is going to be, I would think, the game plan for Douglas. You also have the standout scorer in Peterson for the Bearcats. So his presence and his productivity may go a long way into deciding the factor outcome of the game. Lander obviously is going to have to do some work containing him and play a good all-around game against this Douglas Bearcats team. So if Lander continues to generate assists the way that they did in the opening weekend, they're taking a lot of threes. If they can knock down those perimeter shots at the regular season rate so far, they can do go a long way, I think, in stretching Douglas defensively. For Douglas, it's about shot selection, execution. They are efficient, and when they're at their most efficient with Peterson and controlling their half-court sets so far this year, Douglas has stayed competitive in games. Another key stat to watch, that three-point shooting. Lander Valley attempts so far in the season 23s per game. Douglas averages 20 attempts, but at a lower percentage. So whichever team finds the hot hand from beyond the arc, especially maybe early on, get out to an early lead in this game, that could go a long way toward victory here for the Lander Tigers. 7 minutes from tip-off. One more timeout. We'll come back and wrap up the Porter's Tailgate Show and get you tipped off from LVHS right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
On motor companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate, it's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments, from turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
It's time for Tiger Tip-Off.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Game number 4 of the regular season for the Lander boys basketball team coming up. They host the Douglas Bearcats in the boys-only Lander Classic here at the Bob Carey Memorial Fieldhouse inside Lander Valley High School. First of 3 games on this weekend. Lander also hosts games at 10 o'clock tomorrow and 4 p.m. tomorrow evening. That 10 a.m. start is against Burns. Interesting matchup there, and they will wrap up this weekend of tournament play hosting Wheatlands. There was a great game earlier in this tournament, earlier in the day, between Douglas and Lyman. Lyman expected to be one of the better teams to reckon with in 3A again this year, and that one went down to the wire. Came down to kind of a controversial call involving a jump ball and a timeout that was taken without the team having possession, so that ended up being a 2-point game. Unfortunate to see a game end that way, but somebody's got to win, someone's got to lose, and we'll see what this one between Douglas and Lander has in store. This again is going to be Lander's first game of this weekend's tournament. They played 3 last weekend, winning 1 and losing to Thermopolis and Rollins, so Lander 1-2 on the regular season. Final thoughts before we have the tip-off here from LVHS, starting lineups to be introduced momentarily. Tonight's game featuring 2 teams still, I think, feeling themselves out on the season a little bit, still building their strengths. Lander Valley, a very balanced team so far this year, scoring, assists, rebounding, at least on the stat sheet. Consistency is another thing that Lander's, I'm sure, worked on in practice all week long. But on the stat sheet, when it's going well, this is one of the more consistent teams in 3A. Douglas leans more on efficiency, getting the ball inside, interior scoring, steady guard play. Contrast in styles a little bit, but we also kind of thought the Rollins game was going to be that way too. And within the first couple of minutes of that game, the script on that one was flipped entirely upside down. So you never know what you're going to see. Obviously, that's why they play the game. But we would expect a contrast in styles. Early season matchups like this often come down to just basics, discipline, avoiding turnovers, forcing turnovers, and who gets the execution done later in the game. So Lander Valley is taking the bench with their starting 5 following warm-ups. Douglas Bearcats wearing the road blues, trimmed in red with white numbers and letters. Lander wearing their home whites trimmed in green lettering on the front and back. Starting lineups, we'll get them to you now. I think we can pull those in. Lander Tigers, coached by Stu Mullins. He will start. This is wrong on my roster. Noah St. Clair is number 22. Also starting for the Tigers, Paxton Hollingshead, Finn McFadden, and Caleb Andrews. We'll fill in the rest of our starters for Douglas as we go. But here are the starters as they are announced for LVHS. There are your starting lineups for the Douglas Bearcats and the Lander Tigers, set to tip off. Lander moving left to right. Looking for win number 2 on this early season. Thank you for watching the Porter's Tailgate Show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply. One-stop shop for grills, spas, stoves, pellets, and more on Federal in Riverton and the Casper location as well. Tip is one back to the Douglas Bearcats, and we are underway in the Lander Boys Only Classic. Douglas, again, moving from right to left with their opening possession. Donnie Taylor on the bounce pass inside. This is what Douglas is going to want to do. Shot inside by Peterson. He's your top scorer for Douglas. It's a little bit too weak off of the rim, and here comes Lander in transition. St. Clair losing the handle under the basket. Ball turned over to Douglas. Just 30 seconds gone by here in the first quarter. Still looking for our first points. Pass up top of the key is Donnie Taylor. Guarded there by Hollingshead, and Taylor's going to back out and reset the offense a little bit. Crosses up, drives into the left elbow, dragged his foot, no call. Floater in the lane is no good. Good touch on that shot, but it wouldn't fall. Still scoreless. Lander's second possession of the game in transition. It's a give to St. Clair, who leans in and drops one in. Tigers strike first, 2-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Long pass is stolen away by the Tigers. Lander 3-on-2 the other way. Foul on the floor before any shot. First foul of the game is going to be against the Douglas Bearcats with 6:58 to go in the first.
Bearcat foul number 15.
Foul is going to be called on Colin Roberts. Colin, one of your top scorers for Douglas as well, picking up an early foul. He averages 10 points per game. Number 10, Colin Peterson, is that top scorer. There's a three from the left wing. That's Paxton Hollingshead draining his first field goal of the game. 5-0 Tigers on top early. Yeah, job one defensively for the Tigers is Colin Peterson working inside, averaging that 20 points per game. There's a flip into the left corner. Roberts drives in. Shot no good. Offensive board, though, for the Bearcats. That is Peterson putting up a second chance. It's no good. And out of bounds to Lander. So Colton Peterson so far quiet on the day. Obviously, no Douglas players yet to score so far. 5-0 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers on top. Cycle their offense with St. Clair. Now an interception. Going the other way to finish the layup is Roberts. First shot won't go, but the follow will. Peterson breaks the ice for Douglas and his own personal stat line as well. Once again, a 22-point-per-game average score. Early season numbers, but still, obviously someone you got to watch. St. Clair for the Tigers drives in. Contested at the free throw line. Backs into the lane. No look pass. Blocked off the backboard. Defensive set from Douglas, and the Bearcats have the ball the other way. Bearcats eyeing a three on the left side to Moore. Instead, he'll drive in, sweep under the basket with the right hand. That's no good. There for the rebound is Herford for the Tigers. Darian Herford stops, gets St. Clair at the top of the key, calls for a pick up top from McFadden. Give is to Finn. Finn picks up his dribble at the free throw line, hands the ball off to Paxton Hollingshead. Tigers will try again from left to right, across the side of the floor. St. Clair driving in against a double team. Dish off late. And the bucket is finished by Coleman. 7-2 Tigers. Early action. 5:10 still to go in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Foul in the backcourt on a full court defense against Paxton Hollingshead. First Tiger foul of the game will go against Pax.
Tiger foul number 23, Paxton Hollingshead, first personal, first team. Into the Douglas lineup, number 11, Braxton Spence.
One team foul apiece for Douglas and Lander, and the Bearcats will inbound in front of the Lander home crowd on the far side. Lander showing kind of a token full court press. Bearcats crossing the timeline without a problem, and they fall back into their zone to the Tigers. Pass inside is to Peterson. Peterson gave up a shot attempt to Spence. Spence driving in. Had a nice block in the lane. That was Finn McFadden rejecting the shot, but it's right back to the Bearcats. It should have been a travel, no call. Got away with one to the Bearcats as they work their offense from the top of the key. And Spence passes off to his right. Shot clock is not on in this first game of the tournament. I wonder if that's going to change tomorrow. Tigers away with the basketball in transition. Couldn't get a layup to rim in. 4:42 remaining in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander Tigers on top 7-2 early over Douglas. Bearcats with the ball, weaving in half court. Ball initially tipped away by St. Clair, but Douglas retains possession to Roberts. Colin Roberts is also a dangerous scorer in his own right. He'll take a three and pop it. Three is up and good for Roberts. And just like that, Douglas back to within 2 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 7-5, Lander lead and the basketball. St. Clair with a spin move from the right wing. He had that shot blocked as he floated it in from the lane. Do get the sense in this one that both teams are kind of feeling each other out, and just enough is on the stat sheet now and on film a little bit where both these teams know what to look for in each other. Lander with a steal at the other end. Here's a three from the left corner that's good. Finn McFadden dropping to the tray, and it is 10-5. Tigers back with a 5-point margin on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 3:38 to go on the clock. Now the Tiger half-court defense forces a turnover. Back to the Douglas Bearcats. Timeout taken by Douglas. A 30-second timeout, so a quick break, and right back after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
To Bailey Tire Pros, your local tire and auto repair specialists in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local. Choose Bailey Tire Pros, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Tigers on top 10-5 early over Douglas. 3:35 to go in the first quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers shooting effectively enough outside to get the lead and hold on to it so far. Foul's going to be called against Douglas on the ensuing possession. This will be team foul number 2. It's also Roberts' second foul. Roberts, the 3 already in this game for Douglas, leading scorer so far for the Bearcats. They only have 5 points on the scoreboard, but Roberts is a player wearing number 15 that you do not want to lose to foul trouble. He's already got 2 in the first quarter. And after the foul, kick back out to Heikkila. Now swung into Herford, who takes a 3 from the left side. That's no good. The attempt to save it into the backcourt, but that's going to be an over and back call. Herford chasing it down, but a turnover to Douglas. Once again, 10-5 Tigers, 3:07 to go in the first on a Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Douglas to inbound from in front of the Lander crowd. A couple of students in the student section. The band is not here, but there is a drum line up in the upper deck on the home side to perform during breaks. Smattering of a Lander crowd here for this one. Once again, this is a split weekend for both. We have a whistle down low and a foul against the Tigers. Split weekend for both the Lander boys and girls. Lander girls are up in Douglas, as a matter of fact, right now. Keep an eye on those scores and outcomes from that tournament as well, especially since the Lander Tigers, the ladies, are 4-0, ranked second in the state entering the weekend. Alley-oop on the inbound could not be converted, stolen away by Herford for the Tigers. Herford had his pass to the wing tipped away, so back to Douglas. 2.5 minute mark of the first quarter coming up. Tigers by 5, 10-5. Make it 10-7. Drive into the lane and a finish for the Bearcats. It's a 3 points Lander Tiger advantage. Tigers swing the ball from right to left across their offense. Now a 3 in the left corner. Good looking shot, wouldn't go down. 1 and done for Lander, and Douglas comes away with defensive rebounds. First of 3 games for Lander. They'll have 2 games tomorrow. 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. have coverage of both of those for you right here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Dangerous player. There's Peterson spinning in the lane. Colton Peterson showing why he's the top scorer for these Douglas Bearcats early season. Just like that, it's a 1-point Lander lead, 10-9. Minute 50 remains in the first quarter. Lander running their offense from low to high now. Herford picks up his dribble. Kick out to his left, and now here's a three from the corner. That's a little bit short. Offensive rebounds. Now kick out to the right side. Herford for three, right wing. Ooh, good-looking shot, won't go. Offensive rebound again, pulled down by Heikela for the Tigers, and he finishes. Garrett Romer with a finish, 12-9 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers doing a good job shot efficiency-wise. They've had a couple of threes drop. Not blowing the doors off the building here early in this one, but they're getting it done when they have to just to maintain that lead. Douglas is a shot away from tying the game, though. This is a spinner in the lane. Two won't fall. And out of bounds to Douglas on the defensive rebound attempt. Get Paxton Hollingshead back into the game, as well as Noah St. Clair. 1:04 to go in the first quarter. This will be about a three off of the inbounds. This will be Wren for three. That's good. Just like that, the Douglas Bearcats have tied the game at 12. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. 12 all on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. There's St. Clair driving in from the top of the key. Kicks out to his left for three. That's no good. Another one-shot possession for the Tigers. It's been a good stat area for Lander so far as rebounding, especially defensive rebounding. And they've had more one-shot possessions than usual, have the Tigers in this game. Douglas working their offense. Off the screen up high, and a foul's called down low with 28 seconds remaining in the first quarter. This will be a Lander foul against Garrett Romer. That's his first, team's third. Douglas with the inbounding, officially 28.9 on the clock. Here's a three off of the inbound. Catch and shoot is no good. Long rebound is saved from going out of bounds. Nice play. Douglas possession continues on. 20 seconds remaining. Here's a three, right wing, no good. Scrum for the rebounds, and a jump ball is going to be called. It's a good job by Garrett Romer getting in there for the Tigers and tying up that ball. Ending the Douglas possession as the arrow goes back to Lander. Got Finn McFadden back into the game for the Tigers. Garrett Romer has a seat. Tiger inbound with 14.7 in the first. It is all tied up at 12. Tigers have led most of this first quarter, but Douglas fighting back. Dive into the lane. Shot is good. Count it and one. There's Finn McFadden, fresh back into the game, streaking straight down the middle of the court. Had some contact, got the bucket to go, and the Tigers are back up by two. The whole sequence only took less than 5 seconds off of the game clock, which is now at 9.2. McFadden with a bonus free throw, and is able to convert the and one. 3-point Tiger advantage. Douglas with 7, now 6 seconds remaining in the quarter. Not yet half court. 3 seconds, 2 as they break the timeline. There's a three contested. Good if it goes. It will not. And the Lander Tigers, once again, not going to break any scoring records for their first half, but they led throughout. A couple of ties in this first quarter, but Lander was able to fend off Douglas, at least for that first quarter. They lead 15-12 in the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Quarter number 2 is coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Baldwin Creek Rental Service in Lander is a proud supporter of sports and athletics here in Fremont County. Baldwin Creek Rental Center understands how expensive specific equipment can be, especially if it's for a one-time use or event. That's why they offer tools and equipment rentals. For many years, Baldwin Creek has provided services to clients in Lander and the surrounding areas. From lawn and garden projects to graduation parties, they have the right equipment for you. Baldwin Creek Rental Center, located at 675 Baldwin Creek Road in Lander.
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Start of the second quarter, the Lander Tiger boys on top of Douglas, 15-12. And Douglas will have the inbounds to start quarter number 2. Once again, the shot clock is not on to start the tournament, at least. I'm wondering if that's going to change tomorrow. These are technically regular season games, and that's a new rule for Wyoming high school basketball as of this season. It's a 35-second shot clock. Not a factor in this game, though. There's a layup on Douglas' first possession from in the lane, so it's a 1-point Tiger lead. St. Clair spins in the lane, tried to no-look pass to Hereford, went off for Darien, out of bounds to Douglas. See some full court pressure again, man-to-man for the Lander Tigers. Douglas on the inbound. They now trail Lander by 1, 15-14, early second quarter action. Early second quarter foul against the Tigers. I think you're going to get Paxton Hollingshead, the junior, on that one for his second, so keep an eye on that. Pax averaging 6 points per game early season, but important presence on the floor, as are many of these Lander Tigers. Can't be without too many of these guys. Yet see the Tigers kind of turn it on here. There's a backdoor nice defensive pass, and a foul's going to be called on St. Clair. So the Tigers are inching their way into a little bit of foul trouble here. Definitely something to keep in mind. On the other hand, Colin Roberts, who I think is at the free throw line right now, already has 2 fouls of his own. He's one of your leading scorers for Douglas. I'm going to say that was a shooting foul, and so the first free throw is up and good with 1 to follow. Douglas could take its first lead of the game. They've tied it a couple of times, and now they do the second free throw. Take a 16-15 Bearcat advantage. 7:04 to go in the first half. Lander Tigers passing the ball around outside left. Diving in was Finn McFadden, I think, finishing the play. And that was Finn with a nice little stutter step move and then driving hard down the left side of the paint. 17-16. Tigers back on top, grabbing the lead back from Douglas. Bearcats running their offense with 6:41 to go in the second quarter. On that left side, there's Donnie Taylor with the ball driving in toward the top of the key. Kind of slipped, no travel call. Couldn't finish the layup, and it's a one-and-done possession for Douglas. Lander Tigers back the other way. Finn with a crossover, hangs in the lane, can't get it to go. St. Clair with the offensive rebound in the no-look putback that's no good. St. Clair has another shot and is fouled. No, St. Clair working hard down low. 2 offensive rebounds on that sequence. We got a foul. And then we have a technical that was called on the Douglas bench after that. So you've got 2 free throws on the way for the shots, and then you'll have the technical stuff to sort out. Douglas head coach getting an explanation on the technical foul. This is a little bit of a window for Lander in close games to shoot some free throws and have the possession back at the end of the technical. 3 officials are now discussing something. They're going to work out, I think, how many free throws here is. That was a shooting foul, I think. It was a shooting foul committed against Noah St. Clair. So you get a couple of free throws for that coming. Tigers up by 1. First free throw from St. Clair is no good. Any technical free throw, it's a really weird feeling when there's nobody else on that side of the gym. And you're the only one, everyone obviously in the building watching you. For some reason, those are more pressure-packed free throws than regular free throws. Noah makes the second one. So that was your shooting foul. St. Clair 1 of 2, and now Paxton Hollingshead's going to take the technical foul free throws. After all this, the Tigers will get the ball. Pax missed the first tech free throw as well. One more coming. .6:18 to go in the second quarter. Here's the second technical free throw. That is good. So Lander does benefit from the pair of fouls, the shooting foul as well as the technical foul, and then obviously Tigers will have the ball too. So that's enough cushion for a 3-point Tiger lead. Did leave 2 points on the table from the free throw line there, but see if Lander can make it up on this, basically a bonus possession. After the technical foul, Finn McFadden feeds to his right. Noah St. Clair is ISO there inside the lane. Give back to Finn, who floats a shot that won't go, and Douglas comes away with a rebound. Could have been worse on that whole sequence for the Douglas Bearcats. 3 points, Tiger advantage. Driving into the lane is Donnie Taylor. He'll drop in a pretty turnaround shot. Douglas back to within 1. Here come the Tigers in transition. 5:44 to go on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Finn McFadden drives in. Tough hanging layup that he gets to go. Finn McFadden with a nice finish with the right hands. Tigers back on top by 3. 21-18, second quarter action here from LVHS. First of 3 Lander boys tournament games that Lander is hosting this weekend. Drive in the lane, and a foul is going to be called on Lander before the shot. Yeah, I don't think that was a shooting foul. That was a on-the-floor foul before the shot took place, and that's going to be number 3 on Lander in this quarter. Still 5:23 remaining in the second. Garrett Romer is into the game, as is Brenner Coleman. Hereford picked up the foul. That's only his first. And Douglas to inbound from under the basket. Throw up to the top of the key, swung back out for a 3 from that right side. That is no good. And there for the defensive board is Coleman. I think that was. Lander in transition with 5:12 to go, protecting a slim lead of 21-18. Pass inside. Nice left-handed move from Noah St. Clair. Made that look a lot easier than it really is. Lander trying to pile on, widen the margin a little bit. Under 5 to go in the first half. It's going to be Douglas operating with Donnie Taylor. Donnie Taylor with an entry pass inside to the ever-dangerous Roberts. Roberts spin move. Pump fake, puts it off the glass. It's no good. Rebound is going to find its way to a Lander Tiger. That is Hereford, I think. Was Darien coming away with a rebound with 4:35 to go in the second quarter. There's a steal near the timeline, and they're going to call an over and back on Finn McFadden there. Now, I'm going to see if we can sneak in a replay of that here. No, we didn't get it in time. But I'm not sure about that over and back call on McFadden, because to get the over and back call, you have to firmly establish possession on the wrong side of the floor, if that makes sense, possession of the ball, or have touched it jumping over the line. That was close. I'm not saying it was the incorrect call, but that was close. Any rate, official made the call, and Douglas is going to inbound, trailing 23-18. Bearcats weave for a long 2. That is no good. 1 and done for the Bearcats. Comes Finn McFadden in transition. Finn crossover against his man, and hands off. Ball finds its way eventually to the left side outside. That's a 3 from Paxton Hollingshead. Pax dropping in another 3. Feeling it a little bit is Pax. 26-18 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. And now an offensive foul against Douglas. They're going to call Donnie Taylor, the senior. And that is number 3 against the Douglas Bearcats. And then Douglas is going to be called for a delay game warning. And that probably had to do with throwing the ball away from the official. And now a second technical foul has been called against Douglas in this first half. So Lander's going to get another couple of free throws as well as the ball back. That one might have been directed at Douglas's coach as well. That was a delay of game warning initially, which probably had to do with after the offensive foul, throwing the ball away from the official. First technical free throw is good. And then something was said by somebody, may well have come from the bench, and that the official there in front of the scorer's table was almost waiting for it. Immediately called the technical foul. Second free throw finds a way to go in, and mainly as a result of fouls, technical or otherwise, Lander has been allowed to expand their lead to 10, 28-18 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander with the ball. Will inbound in front of the home crowd. Or will be inbounding after the officials clear up a scorebook discrepancy. 3:52 on the second quarter clock. And now one official is going to talk to a second of 3.
In an update from Norman with 14:40 left in the second quarter. Oklahoma 10.
So, I believe the score is right, at least by my count. I'm not sure if they're looking at point totals, but they are looking at the scoreboard. They got the foul right, assessed correctly. They got, I think, team foul number 4 correct on Douglas as well. Lander sitting with 3. I'm not really sure what they're looking at on the scoreboard. And they might just be making sure that what they have is good, and that appears to be the case. So everything is good. 28-18 is the score. Douglas with 14 fouls in the quarter, Lander with 3. Got everything assessed correctly and tallied up right. So Lander finally inbounds. After all this is after a technical foul. Second tech called against Douglas in one half. Here's a 3 from the right side. That shot's no good. Nice skying defensive rebound for the Bearcats, and Douglas back the other way. One technical is one thing, but those two, I mean, that's really the margin in this game. And Douglas now in a double-digit hole. So Leaner in the lane, that's no good. Douglas does come down with the offensive rebound after Karam off of the rim. Feed inside now with 3 from that left corner. That one is good. Much needed points for the Douglas Bearcats. Back to within 7. Lander sets up their offense toward the top of the key, approaching 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Finn McFadden drives in, but an offensive foul is going to be called against the Tigers. That's away from the ball on Coleman. Didn't see the infraction, but it was away from the ball. St. Clair into the game for Coleman then. That's team foul number 4 against the Tigers as well, so both teams out of fouls to give for the remaining 3:06. It was last year in Wyoming high school basketball we installed the double bonus rule. There's no more single bonus, which gets 5 free throws. It's automatic 2 free throws. 5 fouls, rather. 3 from the right side outside. That one is up and good. That's Meeks, who has a couple of threes in this game, 28-24. And trying to answer is Lander with a 3 from the right side. Finn McFadden saving the rebound nicely. Feed inside. St. Clair dishes to the left corner. That shot's too strong. Skying for the rebound is Douglas. 2:27 to go. It's a 28-24 Lander Tiger advantage. Leaner in the lane. That is good. So make it 28-26. And Lander wants a timeout. We'll take it with him back in 30 seconds on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
For personalized banking at Central Bank and Trust. We offer personal and business banking tailored to your needs. Enjoy the convenience of our online banking platform, whether managing accounts, applying for mortgages, or going paperless. With branches across Fremont County, we provide drive-through and lobby services. Experience simpler applications for mortgages and loans, all from your computer or mobile device. Connect with us at centralbanktrust.com.
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Scott Fuller back with you at Lander Valley High School. It is going to be a fun year of basketball for both these Lander boys and girls. Lander girls perfect entering the weekend. Lander boys with a couple of real tough losses, but playing strong in one big win last weekend. So the Tigers rank 6th in the state right now. Noah St. Clair sweeps a layup in the lane that's no good. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. St. Clair with good hands on defense in the backcourt, and then is going to be called for a foul. So free throws are going to be coming for Douglas as Lander is now giving the bonus to the Bearcats. Minute 55 on the second quarter clock. Officials realize that is team foul number 5. Noah's only got 2 so far. Not too bad. Approaching halftime. Don't believe anybody for the Tigers has 3 in terms of individual fouls. First of 2 free throws is good. Douglas trying to claw back in from the free throw line. 28-27 Lander advantage. Bearcats with a chance to tie the game from the charity stripe. Second of 2 is no good. Nice strong rebound from Noah St. Clair for the Tigers, and they hang on to a 1-point lead, does Lander. Minute 50 on that second quarter clock. Finn McFadden driving in, stops, back up to St. Clair, top of the key, thought about a 3. Backs his way in, now driving left side of the lane. That's a good finish from Noah St. Clair. 3-point Tiger lead, minute 37 to go in the first half. Douglas with the basketball. Now slowing down the tempo a little bit. Weaving on the right side. Here's a quick 3 from the right side. It's made 2 already. That third 3 didn't hit anything, and it's out of bounds. Off of a Tiger, break for Douglas. Possession stays with the Bearcats. Brenner Coleman back into the game for the Tigers. He's going to spell Pax. Hollingshead has a seat with 1:20 to go in the second. Good pump fake, and here's a three from Roberts that is good. That's a pretty move. Tie ball game, 30-all. 1:11 on the second quarter clock on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Finn McFadden looking for help on the right side out. Gives it to Noah St. Clair. He is ISO up there, drives into the lane. Backs down, spins with the left hand. Can't finish. Rebound fought for, come down with by Lander. That follow-up shot's no good. Noah St. Clair couldn't get the second offensive rebounds. Douglas with the basketball back. Tie game, 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 30-all as Douglas drives in again with Roberts. Roberts stops at the block, now dishes back up toward the top of the key. Cycle to the right side out, now back toward the top. Spinning in the lane is Moore. And an offensive foul is going to be called against Douglas. 31.5. Shot clock is off in this game anyway. We'll see how Lander wants to handle this situation and second quarter in a tie game. 30-30 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander has not held for one in this situation yet so far this year. What they do is patiently look for a good shot. Finn McFadden's going to shoot it quickly instead. Finn finishing with the left hand in the lane. This drive in from Finn McFadden with 20 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Douglas now with 15 seconds on that clock, working up high near the logo. Now driving in right side out. Back up top toward the top of the key. Gives it up for a three on the left side. That's no good. 6 seconds with a whistle. It's going to be an offensive foul on the rebound. Actually, that's not an offensive foul because Lander, I think, had come away with a rebound. So we are going to have free throws for Lander with 5.5 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Have a look at that previous sequence on the Gamble's replay. Nice move from Finn McFadden down the lane, finishing with the left hand. And the first two free throws from Romer on the way, no good. Herford is checked back in for the remaining 5.5 for the Tigers. One more free throw coming up for Lander. They do lead by 2. Will stay there, but the offensive rebound back to the Tigers. Finn McFadden, that's good if it goes. Will not fall. 1 second. There's a shot at the horn. They're going to count it. No, they're not going to count it. Didn't go anyway. So after 2 quarters, Lander back and forth with Douglas has led most of this game, have done enough to fend off the Bearcats and lead 32-30. We'll come right back with the Wide Up Buckle Up for Life halftime show coming up in just a few moments on 1330 KOVE and county10.com.
Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, And when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 1077 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Halftime of the Lander Boys Only Classic, second weekend in a row that the Lander Tigers and LVHS have hosted a tournament. Only the boys team is in town, though, this weekend. Lander girls are up in Douglas. I don't have a score for you from earlier in the day. I know Lander played Burns at 9 a.m. this morning. I'm not sure how that game went down. And their second game, which is the more intriguing matchup, should also be final from up in Douglas. Lander ranked number 2 on the girls' side heading into the weekends, playing the host team Douglas. That game started at about 4:30, so that should be final as well. If we can find some finals for you, we will let you know from up there in Douglas. And then just, it looks like that's the tournament play for Lander there. They will play Wheatland at 4:30 tomorrow. I believe that's it. Here on the boys' side of things, Lander Tigers hanging on to a 32-30 lead over Douglas. This rendition played right here in Lander. And this is the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show, brought to you by YDOT, reminding you that seatbelts save lives. Buckle up so you can stay in the game every time, every ride. Lander Tigers have led almost wire to wire in this game, but not quite. The Douglas Bearcats able to gain the scoring advantage, I believe, just once, but it's been close throughout. Double-digit lead is the largest the Tigers have had at 10 points earlier in the second quarter, and that only came after Douglas was called for not one, but 2 technical fouls within just a couple of minutes of game time of one another. And Lander was able to take that and do enough damage from the free throw line and on the ensuing possessions to extend what was at that time a 10-point Tiger lead. And Douglas chose exactly that moment to start getting hot from beyond the three-point line. Hit a couple of big threes later in that second quarter, got the lead down to single digits, and then clawed their way back to a 2-point deficit. So the Tigers still on top on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, 32-30. But you get the sense it's going to be an interesting second half. Be fun to see if it gets more physical and what the scoring dynamic is. Any coaching adjustments that you might make. I could see Lander maybe shaking things up a little bit defensively, trying out some full court pressure. We've seen full court man from Lander. We have not seen their 2-2-1 or any other variation of the press that they sometimes have liked to run in the past as well. And then part of the chess match, we'll see what Douglas does on the other side as well. So Lander, whatever was said in the locker room, is right back on the floor after just a couple of minutes. We've yet to see the Douglas Bearcats. So we're about 4 minutes away from the third quarter. We'll take one more break, come up and wrap up the YDOT Buckle Up for Life halftime show. Coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
On Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate. It's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments. From turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Welcome to Hampton Inn & Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Lander boys hanging on to a 32-30 advantage over Douglas at halftime, end of the first day of the Lander Boys Only Classic from Lander, Wyoming. I want to thank those of you listening over the air on 1330 KOVE here in Lander, but also wherever it is that you might be watching on the County 10 YouTube channel. This is one of two weekends where, unfortunately, just the way the schedule goes, the boys and girls split. And the girls play in Douglas as the Lander boys play in Lander. We're going to do this again after the first of the year. There is a split Pinedale-Rollins weekend. We do know already that for that weekend we're going to be following the girls. We're going to go to Pinedale as the boys are in Rollins. And that is, I believe, on the schedule, the only similar split tournament weekend that we have right after the first of the year. All set to go in quarter number 3. Lander Tigers with the basketball and leading by 2, 32-30 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander on the inbound from the far side in front of the home fans. Tigers start their offense from right to left and weaving. Up near the top from Finn McFadden to Pax. Pax with the bounce pass down low. Drawing the offensive foul against Noah St. Clair. Down low is Donnie Taylor, the Wiley senior, making a smart play, getting his feet set, drawing the contact, and then going down. Head coach Stu Mullins getting his money's worth on that one. But the official has made the call. Lander Tigers full court man-to-man press on their first defensive sequence. Team foul number 1, obviously, on the Tigers. None for Douglas here in the third. Driving in is Taylor, who gets the layup to go. We have a tie game, 32-all. As the Tigers push the issue up the left side. St. Clair lost the handle near the left block. He'll get it back from McFadden. St. Clair, a little contact under the basket on the shot, no call. St. Clair got the ball back and finished. 34-32, 7:15 to go in the third on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, just underway in half number 2. It's going to be the first of 3 games with Burns and Wheatland, I believe, still on the schedule for tomorrow for LVHS. Be a feed down low, a minute in. And the bucket is finished by Peterson. Colton Peterson has been relatively quiet, averaging 24 points a game. He's not near that, or on pace for that, but he finishes that play. Ties the game at 34. Landers got the ball with Finn McFadden down low. Kicks out left corner, now back up top of the key. That is Hereford. Crosses up and then dumps off. One more extra pass down low into the basket. A nice finish. And then a turnover on the next possession. Hereford draws some contact and will go to the free throw line. Good full court heads up defense right after the made bucket. Ball got away from Douglas, and Hereford's going to have a couple of free throws with a 2-point lead for his Tigers. 6:26 on the third quarter clock. And Hereford's got a couple. First to two is short.
Into the Tiger lineup number, or into the Bearcat lineup number 11.
One more free throw coming for Darian Hereford. We now have one team foul apiece in the third. Just about a minute and a half gone by. Hereford with the second. One looks better. Rolls out everything but the bottom. So Hereford 0 for 2 on that trip. Empty possession off of the turnover. Off the made bucket for Lander. They do have that 2-point lead now. And here's Douglas operating their offense. Bearcats are moving left to right for our radio audience. This will be a feed down inside. Ball got away. Lander able to force the turnover. Finn McFadden corrals it in transition and finishes the play. Finn McFadden doing a great job. The bucket was the easy part there. Getting the steal and then managing to make his way down the floor and not lose possession with all kinds of hands in there. Three answer from Douglas is no good. Shot was up and off from Roberts. Tigers quickly down the floor with 5:41 to go. Nice no-look pass under the bucket. That is up and good from Paxton Hollingshead. Tigers looking with some new life here to start the second quarter. They lead by 6 with 5.5 to go in the third. Douglas gets the ball to their best scorer, Roberts. Way up high, top of the key. Pass to Donnie Taylor, the senior. He's also well away from the basket. Taylor spins around. Nice defense there from Hereford. Crossover to an open three. That is no good. And the rebound is pulled down by Lander. Here come the Tigers in transition 2-on-2 if they hurry. And the finish from Noah St. Clair. See if Douglas wants to take a timeout here. They do. Lander faithful showing their appreciation for the renewed Lander efforts in the second quarter. They lead 42-34 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Back right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athlete success both on and off the field and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
They're live from Lander Valley High School. Third quarter action between the Lander boys and Douglas. Tigers leading the Bearcats 42-34 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Scott Fuller with you for what's going to wrap up the early part of the regular season. It was described to us last week by one of the Lander coaches. I like this. The preseason, these early season tournament games before the holiday break. Good way to think about it. They do count as regular season games. Douglas had taken a timeout, trailing 42-34, and the Bearcats have the ball. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Bearcats working their offense again, creating a lot of space well away from the ball is Donnie Taylor. Senior drives in and hands the ball to Wren. Wren gets a backdoor cutting Roberts, who can't get it to go, but is fouled.
To line for the Bearcats, calling Roberts.
Roberts, a 10-point per game scorer. It's right about on that pace for Douglas. What the Bearcats have missed on the stat sheet is Colton Peterson. It's been held very well in check by the Lander defense. Peterson, after the opening weekend, averaged 22 points per game. Not sure that's going to last as a season average, but it definitely goes to show that number 10's the guy you want to watch. 15's not too shabby either. Peterson takes his second free throw. That one is good as well. That cuts the Lander lead to 42-36. 4:36 to go in the third on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. They changed the foul classification on that last Tiger foul. It's Noah St. Clair who has 4 now, so Noah's going to have a seat. We'll see for how long, but a good chunk of the remainder of the second half, you would think. St. Clair's basically going to have to ride the bench. Finn McFadden, now a sweep left side to Romer. Garrett Romer had that pass nearly intercepted. Finn saved it. Hereford for a 3 in the right corner. That's no good. Long rebound attempt is fought for, and Douglas pulls it away. And Paxton Hollingsed's going to get called for a foul. Pax now has 3 fouls. Lander already has 3 team fouls here in the third quarter. Douglas has only been called for 1, so fouls may start to become an issue toward the end of this quarter as well. 4:13 remaining in the third. Douglas with the ball, trailing 42-36. Lander Tigers on defense is the senior Taylor. Dribbles right. He's guarded there by Hereford. Bounce pass down to Peterson, who finishes that play. There's Colton Peterson getting his scoring going a little bit. 42-38. Nice feed down low, and here's an open 3 for the Tigers. That is no good. Bounced a couple of times on the rim. Offensive rebound fought for. Now the ball is on the floor. It's tied up. I think they'll call a jump ball here. And they will. Possession arrows is back to Douglas. 3:43 remaining in the third quarter. It's again 42-38 is the Lander advantage at the moment. Douglas basketball, though. Donnie Taylor, the senior, crosses the timeline. Once again, trying to create space in the middle there. You see, those of you watching on the video stream, how far away from the basket these guards are. There's a long 3 from Taylor that's no good. Rebound fought for is going to end up out of bounds off of a Tiger. Nope, off of Douglas. So it is Lander ball. 3:24 on the third quarter clock. Comes Lander quickly down the floor. Back up top, Hereford eyed a 3. Pump fake, but didn't pull the trigger. Now does. That shot is no good. Missed a little bit to the right, and the ball's knocked out of bounds. Back to Douglas. Timeout taken by head coach Stu Mullins of the Lander Tigers. We'll take it with him back in 30 seconds with the Lander Tigers on top 42-38 in the third quarter over Douglas here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
Now the Lander timeout, it's Douglas basketball. 3:08 to go in the third. Lander Tigers on top 42-38 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers looking for their second victory of the season. They are 1-2 in early season tournament play. Bearcats operating their offense. Backing down low is Peterson. Peterson put up a shot. Wouldn't go. Got his own offensive rebound. Fought for it. Then put it back for the bucket. That was Colton Peterson on the bucket. So he's catching up to his stat total. Hereford dives into the Tigers. Ball's knocked away. Douglas, if they hurry, have numbers in transition. Lander catches up a little bit down full court. The offensive foul is going to be called against Douglas. Not sure who was down there for the Tigers to draw that, but that was a fast-moving play. Great defense down low. They're going to get Braxton Spence, the senior, for his second. Spence also a secondary scoring threat, but something you have to watch for Douglas. Account for anyway. Lander off of the offensive foul call with a 3 in the corner. That is no good. 1 and done for the Tigers. Bearcats back with the ball with 2:15 remaining in the third quarter on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Douglas across the timeline, passing the ball right to Cap. Cap feeds down low to Peterson, I think. That shot is up and good. Count it. And he was fouled. Colton Peterson. Much more of a scoring factor here in the third quarter. 2:05 to go, ties the game at 42. For any audience we have in Douglas, I really want to take a moment to send our heartfelt condolences and thoughts to your entire sports community, as longtime Hall of Fame broadcaster Dennis Switzer unfortunately lost a son to a tragic car accident a couple of weekends ago here in Fremont County, actually. Dennis, a legend in Wyoming sports broadcasting, was there in Cody when he was inducted, and rightly so, into the Wyoming Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame. And Dennis is not here tonight, quite understandably, but been thinking about you and your family a lot, Dennis. We'll send our thoughts out to you and yours. Lander possession with 1:30 to go. Finn with a backdoor cut. Nice pass, but can't finish the shot. There's the second chance from Heikkila. Heikkila comes away to Romer. That ball got away back to half court. No whistle called on the over and back, so Douglas has numbers, but they're going to almost throw the ball away. They do throw it away. Back to the Tigers. 7 remaining in the third quarter. Lander now with the possession, and a foul is going to be called on Douglas on the drive. That's going to be team foul number 3 on Douglas. Lander has none to give in this quarter. Get Pax back into the game for Lander. A couple of subs in for both teams. And 1:02 remaining in the third. After the foul call into the basket, Lander will inbound. Bounce pass. And Pax unable to finish on the shot, but he is fouled. So Hollingshead with 2 free throws on the way. Trying to break this 42-42 tie in the third quarter. Just 1 minute remaining in this frame. Shaping up to be what we thought it might after the first half. Going to be an interesting game down the stretch. Lander turning it on a little bit there in the third quarter. Douglas again fighting back. Pax makes the first of 2 free throws. You'll get Heikkila, back into the game for the Lander Tigers. And 1 more free throw for Hollingshead with 1 minute even to go in the third quarter after this shot from Pax, which is up and good. But a lane violation is going to be called on Lander. So the shot was made, but it won't count with a lane violation called. So it's just a 1-point Tiger advantage, 43-42. Minute to go in the third. Douglas with the basketball. No across the timeline. Now pass to Taylor. Donnie Taylor. Driving in the right side. Will hand the ball off. Diving in is Cap. Cap picks up his dribble. Bounce pass to nobody. Miscommunication there for the Bearcats. Will be a turnover for the Tigers with 44.7 seconds remaining in the third. What Lander does in the final frame of this one. I don't think you hold for one here. Just try to find that good shot if it presents itself for the Tigers. Romer with a pass into the left corner. Now a skip pass into the right corner. And thrown out of bounds by the Tigers. Miscommunication by both teams leads to turnovers. Take some time off the clock. 25.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Clock rolls with 25 seconds remaining in the third. Douglas with the basketball. The inbound in front of the Tiger bench. And now it's Donnie Taylor way away at the logo from the basket. Trying to create some space down low. Milking the clock to 12 seconds. And now 10 seconds in the frame. Pass back up top of the key. 7 seconds. Loss of the handle there. Some contact, no whistle. But a travel's going to be called on Douglas. Tigers might have gotten away with one there in terms of contact up high on the foul that was not called. That would have been free throws for Douglas, but instead it's turnover back to the Tigers with 4.2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Finn McFadden was checked back in for this final play. Garrett Romer, I think. No, Garrett's going to stay out there. Lander inbounds, 4.2. Finn McFadden drives in. Finn leans. Shot won't go, and that's the end of the third quarter. Hang on, we should have a fun one in the fourth, as after 3, the Lander Tigers are on top of Douglas, 43-42. Back for the fourth quarter coming up next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
3 down, 1 to go, and a tight one. Lander Tigers on top of Douglas, 43-42 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 1 quarter to go, and Lander's only game of the day to start the Lander Boys Classic tournaments that they host this weekend. 2 games tomorrow against Burns at 10 a.m. and then Wheatland at 4 p.m. We'll have both of those games for you. This is one that the Lander Tigers want. Douglas, a team that is very familiar with success over the past couple of years. Teams are going to see each other quite a few times throughout this regular season, maybe even the postseason. So this is one to bounce back after a tough weekend last weekend that the Tigers want to have. Pass inside, extra pass down low, gets away from Coleman, I believe, out of bounds to Douglas. Good passing. A good extra pass, though, was a little bit too hot under the basket. So here comes Douglas with Donnie Taylor down the floor. It's a 43-42 Lander Tiger advantage with 7:38 remaining on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. There's a long 3 from the left wing that is no good. Offensive rebound for the Bearcats, though, pulled down. And then intercepted. This is going to be a coast-to-coast finish for Darian Herford with the left hand. That is good. There's a steal from Herford and then able to finish the play. Big bucket for Herford. Lander Tigers extending their lead to 3, 45-42 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. 7:13 to go in regulation. High crossover. Could have called an offensive foul. Could have called a carry. Neither was called. Now a big 3 from that left wing is no good. That again was a bomb. The offensive rebound, though, pulled down by the Bearcats. And then Roberts is going to reset things back up to Donnie Taylor way high. Back toward the logo. Feed down to a streaking Peterson. That ball's knocked out of bounds. One more look at that nice transition bucket from Darian Herford here on the Gambles replay. This all started with a steal in the backcourt, and then Herford able to finish. Relatively uncontested, big points for the Tigers. Every point's going to be a big one. Douglas is taking a timeout with 6:47 remaining. We'll take it with him back after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Fremont Motor Companies, Wyoming isn't just where we operate. It's where we belong. For over 85 years, we've stood alongside our community through life's big moments. From turning the key to turning the page in every journey that follows. Here, customers become neighbors, and neighbors become family. Visit us today at Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton or online at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com. We are Wyoming. Together, let's drive.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Fourth quarter action from Lander Valley High School with the Tigers on top of Douglas. 45-42 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard, and the first game for Lander on the weekend of 3 in the Lander Boys Classic. This will be the last action before Christmas break. Actually, the students technically are on Christmas break after today. But they'll hang around for some basketball tomorrow. 10 o'clock start against Burns, 4 o'clock start against Wheatlands. This is a game, this one right here against Douglas, though, that Lander has circled. Kind of a hopefully get-right game for them. Nifty crossover from Donnie Taylor for Douglas out of the timeout, but Lander able to recoup defensively. So the Bearcats continue to work the ball up high. Now a pass down low to the right block. There's a turnaround off the glass. It's good from Colton Spence. Peterson, excuse me. Lander lead is 45-44. Tiger basketball. Here's a three from the right corner that is a little bit too strong. Rebounds is fought for. It's now on the floor, and a jump ball is called. Possession arrow is going back to Douglas. 6:10 to go in the fourth.
Jump ball, possession arrow, Bearcats.
Seen that top scorer for Douglas, Colton Peterson, coming on a little bit stronger in the second half rather. Hopefully for the Tigers' sake, he doesn't get to his average so far this year, which is 22 points, but definitely a much more productive third and fourth quarters than start to this game. Nice defense. Ball is out of bounds in front of the Douglas bench. Tigers tried to get a timeout, but instead a jump ball is going to be called. It will be Tiger possession anyway, with the arrow pointing toward Lander. It's a nice heads-up defensive play. I think that was Darian Herford forcing the loose ball and then tying it up at the very least. Tigers try to sneak in a timeout there, but will be Tiger possession anyway. As Lander starts their offense from left now, feeds in to Romer. Romer looking for some help, and a defensive foul is called against Douglas away from the ball down low. Paxton Hollingshead doing some work down low to draw the foul. Be the first foul either way. Goes to Douglas. Lander has not been called for one. 5:48 to go in the fourth quarter. 45-44 Tigers. Bounce pass off the inbound is knocked out of bounds and goes back to Douglas. They're going to say that Finn McFadden, just as a reflex, reached out and touched that ball as it came back to him off the deflection, and he was still standing out of bounds when he did. Couldn't see if he tipped that or not, but Finn was a little bit surprised it was called. Any event, Douglas with a possession, but now a turnover back to the Tigers. Finn McFadden with the ball again in transition. Douglas back on defense, though. And so back up top to Romer. Romer is going to find the ball to Herford. Herford way outside on the right side. Now picks up his dribble, looking for some help left, and now passes right. This is Finn cycling left. There's Romer for three. No good. Good look for Romer. Couldn't get it to drop, and the possession goes to Douglas. Still a 1-point game. Lander by one. There's a tough leaning floater from Roberts that won't go for the Bearcats. Second chance for Peterson won't go, but he's fouled. Good scoring players like Colton Peterson for the Douglas Bearcats just have that instinct, regardless of what kind of handle you have on the possession, under the basket especially. Just go up. Just go up and try to shoot it. And more often than not, you're probably going to get fouled. Peterson, first of two free throws is no good. St. Clair's back into the game. St. Clair's going to play carefully, we would think, with 4 fouls. But he is back in with 5:02 to go. Second free throw is good. That's going to tie the game at 45. 5-minute mark right now. And a timeout called by the Lander Tigers at 5. We'll step aside, take it with him. Back right after this. All tied up at 45 with Lander and Douglas in the fourth quarter. Back next here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we believe every floor tells a story. As a family-owned business with deep roots in Fremont County, we don't just sell flooring. We create personalized solutions for your home. From cozy carpets to stunning hardwood, our expert team guides you through every step. Scan the QR code to learn more. Transform your space with confidence. At Gales Carpet One Floor and Home, we're here to wow you.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Tiger basketball here on 1330 KOVE and the County 10 YouTube channel. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you and yours, regardless of where you're joining us from across the county, across the country. Glad to have you for what should be a good one. Last 5 minutes of this one with a tie basketball game, and a game that both teams obviously want to win, but I think Lander really wants to win this one after going 1-2 on the opening tournament that they hosted here last weekend. And they didn't play poorly in any of those games. Blowout victory in one, and lost to a good Thermopolis team, and then lost to a surprisingly put-together Rollins team. They're going to be interesting to watch this season. And those couple of losses just kind of felt like they got away from the Tigers. Whistled away from the ball, and you're going to get An official timeout for a bloody nose. And that is notable because it's Colton Peterson, the high scorer for Douglas, who has to come off the floor, see if there's any blood to clean up on the floor. It looks like there is, so we'll try and quickly find a member of the maintenance crew to mop that up before we can continue play. That is going to be a little bit of a break for the Bearcats because it gives time for Peterson to address his, what looks to be a bloody nose. And the Bearcats need him right back on the floor as soon as possible. He is averaging 22 points per game, is Peterson. That's probably not going to be a season-long average, but it, again, goes to show you that he's kind of the guy to keep an eye on whenever you have to match up with Douglas. Blood is being cleaned up from the lane, and Peterson is dealing with his bleeding nose over by the trash can by the door, trying to get that mitigated as soon as possible. He is going to have to come out of the game for at least this next sequence. So he'll have a seat on the bench, and play set to resume. Time is 4:53 in the fourth. Lander basketball as they inbound. Yeah, Finn McFadden crossing the logo for the Tigers. Picks up his dribble to Romer. Romer back to Finn. Playing left to right catch here. An entry pass to St. Clair's got to play carefully. He's got 4 fouls, but he is fouled. So Noah St. Clair checked back into the game just about 20 seconds ago, and he'll go to the free throw line. St. Clair picking up those 4 fouls in the third quarter, or by the third quarter, and so he had to sit for a good chunk of the second half, but Noah's back out there now. And he's got 2 free throws on the way. First one is good. Front back it in. Tiger lead 46-45. And the second one is good. Lander Tigers by a bucket. Now Stu Mullins pulling out the full court man-to-man press, it looks like. Got Donnie Taylor across the timeline. Hereford been doing a pretty good job of guarding him all day. There's Taylor, harassed by Hereford. Hereford knocked the ball out of bounds to Douglas. So still Bearcat basketball. Shot clock is off for this game, but just a frustrating thing, and that's just good defense from Darian Hereford. Good movements. Just like that, we will get Peterson back into the game for Douglas. Fortunately, obviously, he's okay, just a bloody nose, but Douglas wanting to get their top scorer right back into the game as soon as possible. Peterson back on the floor. This time they're going to start the sequence with Roberts. Roberts is guarded by McFadden. ISO there on the right side. A pass down low. Peterson dropping into the lane. Nice footwork in the post. Shot is no good, though, and the rebound's pulled down by St. Clair. Noah St. Clair for the Tigers. Lander protecting a 47-45 lead on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Pass into the corner. Now skip back up top. Finn McFadden with a no-look under the bucket. Got away from his intended receiver initially, but St. Clair is there. Ball is knocked out of bounds to the Tigers. 3:51 to go. Good set defense from Douglas on that series. Good Lander passing all over the floor, unable to find an open look. There's a stop and shoot off of the inbound for 3 that's too far. It's out of bounds to Lander. I'm going to say that's off of Donnie Taylor, the senior for Douglas, who's pleading his case to no avail. 3:48 to go in the fourth. Finn McFadden the inbound for the Lander Tigers. This is a alley-oop on the inbound, well-timed. That shot is good from Paxton Hollingshead. How about that? You got the wide receiver to the quarterback on the alley-oop. Pax able to put that one in. You can tell that's a play they practiced several times. There's a big bucket for Lander. It's a 5-point lead. Peterson tries to answer and does, though, for Douglas down low. When Douglas is at their best, that's their game. The pass to Peterson down low. Now an answer from Noah St. Clair for the Tigers. 51-47 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Tigers on top with 3:11 to go in the game, in regulation anyway. It's going to be Hereford on Donnie Taylor up top. He'll bounce the ball to Roberts. Roberts blocked from behind from Finn McFadden, but an offensive foul is called. So the shot was blocked anyway. But the offensive foul called against Douglas. See who they get for the charge. That's going to be number 4 on Roberts, who's going to stay in the game for the moment. 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. That's a big call. Douglas pleading its case on the sideline, but break for the Tigers. And a defensive foul and a hold is going to be called on Douglas at the other end. So Spence is going to pick up his third. And Douglas is now out of fouls to give. They're at 4. Lander's only been called for 1. Pretty good foul situation for the Tigers, with the exception of Noah St. Clair, who is out there with 4. 2:52 to go. It's Coleman who hands the ball off to Finn. Coleman gets it back, looks at 3 in front of the bench, can't get it to go. Defensive rebound is pulled down by Douglas. Empty possession for the Tigers, but they do have that 4-point lead. 51-47 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. To be a 3 from Taylor. No good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Peterson, who is fouled on the follow. Peterson eyes his elbow after that shot. He's got a couple of free throws coming. Lander foul's going to be Hollingshead's 4th. So you got 2 guys in Hollingshead and St. Clair for the Tigers on the floor with 4 fouls. Still 2:29 to go. First shot from Peterson is good. Peterson looks all right. He kind of eyed his elbow on what might have just been a scratch, a small laceration on the shot. Certainly didn't seem to bother him on that free throw. He's got 1 more coming. 2:29 remaining in the fourth. Second Douglas free throw, missed everything. Might be the only time you see that from that particular player all season, with a free throw that missed everything, especially in a situation like this. Peterson, the top scorer for Douglas, averaging 22 per game, but empty on the second. So here come the Tigers with Finn McFadden feeding into the corner. There is a 3 that is no good. Rebound is pulled down by Douglas. Here comes Taylor in transition. Now holds the phone a little bit. But they'll try a 3 from the left wing that is also no good. Scrum for the rebound on the floor. It's kicked around. Bodies hit the floor. And a timeout is granted to head coach Stu Mullins. Couldn't see with the Douglas bench blocking kind of our vantage point. But Lander must have had just enough of the possession, and Stu Mullins with a heads-up call for a timeout to save the possession for the Tigers. We'll take it with them. Back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Goddard Construction is a local contractor dedicated to our community. We're proud to support our student athletes in every sport, on and off the field. We believe in hard work, crafting excellence, and building legacies, one project at a time. We bring your vision to life. Visit GoddardConstruction.com to see what we can create for you. Goddard Construction, building Fremont County, one project at a time.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Tiger basketball after they saved a possession after a scrum on the Douglas offensive end with a Stu Mullins timeout. So it will be Lander basketball with 2:05 remaining in regulation. 51-48, Tigers on top. They'll inbound full court against just token pressure, it looks like, from Douglas. They'll set up in that half-court defense. We have not seen any pressure from the Bearcats in this game so far. Finn McFadden for the Tigers. I'll hand the ball off to St. Clair, I think, or is that Hereford? And a foul is called against Douglas regardless. That is Hereford who was fouled. Happy to see that, as Noah St. Clair is playing with 4. But it was Hereford. So the Tigers have reached 5 fouls against Douglas. Got a couple of free throws on the way for Hereford with 1:55 remaining on the fourth quarter clock. Free throws always important throughout the entire game, but down the stretch inside 2 minutes, they tend to stand out a little bit more. First 2 from Darien is good. Hereford puts the Tigers up by 4. St. Clair is on the floor with 4 fouls. Just can't see him in the frame for those of you watching on the County 10 YouTube stream, but he's got 4. Pax is playing with 4 fouls right now as well. Go clock go for the Tigers, trying to close out and protect this lead and get their second win on the young season. Hereford's second free throw's good. That's a 5-point Lander advantage. Tigers with man-to-man full-court pressure against Douglas. Donnie Taylor has been well defended by Hereford all night long. One-on-one there, drives right side with a handoff. And it's going to be Roberts taking a three. That's good. What a big bucket for the Douglas Bearcats. 53-51 is your score on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Minute 30 even to go in the fourth. Lander basketball. Hereford with a pass back up to Finn. Top of the key, lost the handle. It was stolen away by Douglas. Douglas trying to force the issue a little bit, but Lander doing a good job of getting back. So Douglas slows things down. Trailing by a bucket, 53-51. Tigers on top, Bearcat basketball. Cap passes to his left for Douglas. Here's Donnie Taylor off a screen. Taylor, nice give and go to Peterson, down low, pumps, gets to go on the layup, and we're all tied up at 53. Under a minute to go in regulation, 54 seconds remaining. Stu Mullins telling his team to hurry up and get down the floor. There's a slip at the top of the key, but the possession is saved for Lander. This is Hereford thinking about a three. Drives in, puts up a floater, off the glass, it won't go. Rebound is fought for, pulled away by Douglas. Douglas with Donnie Taylor on the board, and a foul is going to be called against Lander. That's only team foul number 3 on Lander. So this will not be free throws. Instead, Donnie Taylor is going to have to inbound. 35.3 on the fourth quarter clock. And a timeout taken by Douglas. Back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Hampton Inn and Suites, your home away from home in Riverton. Enjoy top-notch amenities like our indoor pool, hot tub, and fitness center. Start your day with our complimentary breakfast. Stay connected with free Wi-Fi. Relax in one of our 89 beautifully furnished rooms. The Hampton Inn and Suites is proud to support the Riverton Athletics program and being a part of the Riverton High School Booster Club. We want to wish all student athletes the best this coming season and look forward to being a part of your success.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
And no matter how you're watching or listening to us tonight, hang on for a couple of moments if you have them free this evening. Got a good one, 53-53 with inside of 30 seconds remaining out of a Douglas timeout. First game for the Lander Tigers in their Lander Boys Classic. We're going to have 2 more games tomorrow. But this is one that the Tigers want to have after kind of a rough weekend to start the season last weekend here in a tournament hosted again by the Tigers. Inbounding in front of the Lander bench is Donnie Taylor for Douglas. It's all tied up at 53, and we're at 34 seconds and counting. Douglas taking their time after the full timeout from the Bearcats. This will be given to Taylor, 25 seconds remaining. Taylor well away from the basket. Defended by Hereford there. He gives it up to Taylor. 19 seconds remaining in the fourth. Douglas looks to be holding for maybe one shot here. I think they are. 12 seconds. Now a pass down low. It is Taylor. Puts it up. That won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by the Tigers. 5 seconds in regulation. Now 4. Here's St. Clair. Puts up a shot that's good if it goes. That is no good. We're going to overtime. All right, the OT free basketball frame is coming up right after this in 30 seconds on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Welcome to Haskell Furniture and Flooring in Riverton. Discover a huge variety of top brands like Ashley, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Lazy Boy, and more. Our showroom is filled with stylish and comfortable furniture for every room. Come visit us at 2210 North Federal and transform your home today. Explore the exceptional quality and unbeatable prices we offer. Visit HaskellFurnitureandFlooring.com to learn more. Haskell Furniture and Flooring. Best prices, better service.
Your home for Lander Tiger basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Overtime from Lander Valley High School. The Tigers and the Douglas Bearcats are tied at 53 in the first night of the 2025 Lander Boys Classic. Douglas doing a great job of hanging in there with the Lander Tigers. Lander is led by as many as 10 points in the first half of this game. Led most of the game in all 4 quarters. But Douglas hanging in, and now we have overtime. 4 minutes is on the clock. A couple of guys will jump. That is Peterson for Douglas, and you've got Paxton Hollingshead for Lander. Reset things for a short half period here in the OT. The tip is one back to the Bearcats. And Douglas starts their overtime offense with a drive on the right side from Roberts. Roberts with a handoff there. Spinning inside, losing his footing a little bit more, but he got the ball back. Now he's in trouble on the dribble. He's going to have to bounce past the ball to Roberts, but it skips out of bounds. Back to the Tigers. Empty first possession after winning the jump from Douglas. Here's Lander. 3:44 to go in the OT. Tigers start the possession by driving in right side. And a feed down low. Extra pass to St. Clair, who is fouled before the shot, though. So that is not going to be a shooting foul. However, it is number 4 on the top scorer for the Douglas Bearcats, Colton Peterson. And the carryover bonus is going to result in free throws for St. Clair anyway. Important part of overtime Wyoming high school basketball is that foul situation carryover, and Lander still has one to give with 3 fouls. First free throw from St. Clair is no good. So we remain deadlocked at 53 with 3:34 to go in the OT. Wren's going to check in for Douglas. He's got, I think, 4 fouls. That's notable because he is a great outside shooting threat. He's made a couple of threes in the first half of this game. And the second free throw from St. Clair is good. 54-53, Lander with a 1-point lead after the free throw. There's Douglas on their ensuing possession. As the ball tipped away from behind, a lot of contact, no call either way, and the garbage is going to be cleaned up by Colton Peterson. Douglas has taken back the lead. Quickly down the other end is St. Clair, and he had it tipped out of bounds by a Bearcat player, and so back to Lander. Sub back into the game for Douglas is Donnie Taylor. So it's a 1-point Douglas lead, but Lander has the basketball. Inbounding is going to be Romer in front of the student section and Lander home fans. 3:17 on the overtime clock. Romer between a couple of defenders on the left side. Passes down low to St. Clair. Had the ball stolen away. Noah got it back. Noah St. Clair kicking the quarter for Hereford. 4-3. That's good! Darian Hereford gives Lander the 57-55 lead with 2:57 to go in the overtime. Nice feed from St. Clair, and Hereford with a big bucket. 2:52 to go. Douglas working the offense on the right side. Driving in is Roberts, who was fouled. Lander had 1 to give, so this will not be free throws. That's going to be the 3rd on Finn, and now Lander is without fouls to give. So any fouls on the floor, excluding offensive fouls, from here on out will be double bonus free throws for the other team. Douglas on the inbound, alley-oop try. So just a little bit off on the timing, and Lander has full court transition with St. Clair. St. Clair draws the foul, can't get it to go, but he's got a couple of free throws coming. Nice job by Noah St. Clair to hang a little bit at the end of that transition fast break play. Drawing the contact, couldn't get the bucket to go, but we do have a couple of free throws for Noah with 2:37 to go in the overtime. St. Clair 1 of 2 on the last sequence of free throws here in the OT. Jim is dead quiet as St. Clair drops the first one. 3-point Lander Tiger lead, 58-55. 2:37 on the overtime clock. St. Clair has 1 more. And the second free throw is no good. Missed off to the right. Rebound by Douglas. Full court pressure again from Lander, man-to-man. It's been a great battle all night. Donnie Taylor guarded by Hereford across the timeline. Feed down low. And Peterson draws contact. And a foul is going to be called on Lander. You get some free throws coming here. Noah St. Clair is fouled out, if that's on him. He's walking off the floor. That is 5 on St. Clair. Oh, St. Clair's had a great game. Unfortunately, he's going to have to leave early. He picked up 3 fouls early and just picked up his 5th. So into the game, out of the game rather, is St. Clair. He and Hereford have your only points of the overtime for Lander so far. Peterson from the free throw line made the first, just good enough. Hit the rim, spun around every part of the inside of that rim and then dropped in. Now a 2-point Tiger advantage with 2:26 to go in the overtime. Peterson's second free throw has the Bearcats to within 1 and a timeout taken by Douglas. We'll take it with him back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Hey, Fremont County, listen up. This is your game changer, Health Source of Riverton with Dr. Jonathan Fabian, the only certified chiropractic sports physician in the area. For a limited time, student athletes get a $10 new patient special. That includes a full initial evaluation, needed x-rays, and a doctor-prescribed pain relief session. Just mention this ad when you call. Stay in the game with expert care from Health Source of Riverton. Call 463-2770 and tell them you heard about the $10 student athlete special.
Watch Tiger and Lady Tiger varsity games all season on County 10's YouTube channel.
Lander Tigers with a 1-point lead in overtime, 58-57 over the Douglas Bearcats. Lander boys looking for win number 2 on the season. Douglas has taken a full timeout to draw up their game plan after Peterson able to hit the first free throw of his. It was changed late to a full timeout, so that's a super full timeout for both teams, who will take every second of it to draw up their offensive and defensive strategies. Overtime clock is showing 2:26. Lander basketball and a 1-point lead. Pretty big possession here for the Tigers. They all are in overtime, though. Once again, no full court pressure from Douglas. Haven't seen that from them all day. Sit back in their half-court set. Here come the Tigers. This will be a pass to Hereford in the corner. He made one from there earlier. Well defended this time. The ball is tipped away near the lane. It's still on the floor. Hereford's down there for the Tigers. He's going to save it for Lander. And now back up toward the top of the key. Jump step and the extra pass. Turnaround. Real tough angle shot for Pax. That's no good. But the ball is still free. It's going to be Finn McFadden from the left elbow. No good. Ooh, Finn with a real good look from the left elbow out of all that chaos. And here comes Douglas in transition. Peterson dives in after the pump fake. Has given Douglas back the lead. 59-58 on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Lander now trailing by 1 with the basketball. And a foul is called against Douglas. Peterson picked up a big one there. Free throws on the way for Lander. The top scorer for Douglas is fouled out. Peterson picked up his 5th and Pax to the free throw line. Minute 42 to go in overtime. Tigers for the moment trailing by 1. 59-58. First free throw is no good. That ball hit the rim 4 or 5 times and would not drop in, so it's still a 1-point Douglas lead. So Pax will focus on the second one. Hollingshead's second free throw is good. Tie ball game at 59. Douglas basketball with a minute 42, dealing with a full court press. Hereford guarding Donnie Taylor. Donnie Taylor quickly down the floor across the timeline for Douglas. They'll start way outside on the left side. Driving in. Now the pass back up toward the top of the key to Roberts. Minute 24 in the overtime. Roberts will reset things to Taylor. All tied up at 59. Chance defense from the Lander faithful here at LVHS. Taylor with a turnaround in the lane. Walco, the rebound is pulled down by Hereford. And a foul is going to be called on Douglas. This is going to be free throws for Lander as Hereford is back on his feet. It's not an offensive foul because Lander had possession, so you do have free throws here. Boy, that's a big foul. Minute 7 remaining in the overtime. All tied up at 59. Here is Darian Hereford. He has had a great game, great overtime. Kind of got things going here in the OT with a big 3 from the left corner. And now 2 free throws on the way, the first of which is no good. Just a little bit too strong off the back. We'll stay tied at 59 with 1:07 left in overtime. It's going to be a great matchup throughout this season as we get into conference play, Lander and Douglas. Second free throw is good. Lander with a 1-point lead on the Darian Herford free throw. Herford right back there on defense guarding Donnie Taylor for Douglas. Hand off for a weave up top to Roberts. Roberts dives in, stuck in the lane, so he'll kick out. 53 seconds remaining in the overtime. It's a 1-point Lander advantage. Huge possession for the Douglas Bearcats. Roberts, the junior, passes to his left. Taylor, the senior, resets, guarded by Herford. Off of the screen, but Herford stays with it. 39 seconds remaining in the OT. Tigers by 1. Driving in, backing down, back up top. Nice set defense here from the Lander Tigers with 30 seconds remaining. Off of the screen is Roberts. Real tough hook shot. It's no good, but the follow is good. Spence puts it back in. Douglas by 1. 22 seconds remaining in the overtime. 61-60. Lander with the basketball trailing by 1. Here's Finn McFadden. Timeouts taken by Lander. We'll take it with him back right after this on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoors.
Lander basketball is on the air. With coverage of today's games, here's Scott Fuller.
We're in overtime at Lander Valley High School. Toward the end of the first overtime period, it is a 1-point lead for the Douglas Bearcats of the Lander boys, 61-60. Head coach Stu Mullins has taken a timeout to draw up what will probably be the final look of the game for the Lander Tigers out of a full timeout. Douglas obviously had the opportunity to do the same defensively. There is 15.5 remaining in the overtime period, and Lander is going to inbound from the side. Axton Hollingshead does that. He's going to be looking for Finn McFadden. Finn with the basketball, 14 seconds on the clock. Finn drives into the left elbow, stops, turns around, hits off the backboard. There's Finn McFadden. But wait a minute. A timeout. Yeah, a timeout is taken by Douglas, but the basket counts. Finn McFadden coming through with 4.8 seconds left in overtime to give the Tigers a 1-point lead. Back in 30 on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Life happens, and sometimes it leaves a dent. At Northside Body Shop in Lander, we meet by accident, but we fix your vehicle with purpose. From minor dings to major collision repair, our expert team gets you back on the road and brings your car back to its original beauty. Trust the specialists who treat every vehicle like a classic. Northside Body Shop. Come see us at 323 North 2nd Street in Lander.
Watch today's games on the County 10 YouTube channel or catch radio coverage on KOVE 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Lander Tigers have one more defensive sequence before they can claim victory in overtime, but Douglas does have enough time here in the OT to get down the floor at least. I'm sure you're going to see a full court press from head coach Stu Mullins. That's going to take some time off the clock. Thing you cannot do if your Lander is foul. There's only 6.2 seconds remaining, plenty of time, but Douglas is going to have to go full court after the Finn McFadden make that extended the Lander lead to 1 point. So you have no margin for error, obviously, if you're the Lander Tigers on defense, but they are going to show full court pressure. Douglas will inbound with 6.2 remaining in overtime. Donnie Taylor does that inbounding. Has trouble initially on the inbound, but does get that ball inbounded. 5 seconds. Now this is Roberts diving in. Tough shot. It will not fall. The rebound is on the floor, and the Lander Tigers hang on for an overtime victory. Douglas had one final shot. It ended up being a real tough look after a nice full court pressure. Good defensive job by the Lander Tigers in their set defense. And the Lander Tigers hang on. A nail-biter in overtime, 62-61 is your final score. Bailey Tire Pros post-game show is coming up right after this here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.
Elevate Rehab proudly sponsors our local student athletes and their families in Fremont County. We are honored to play a key role in our Tiger athletes' success both on and off the field and always partner one-on-one from your first visit to your last to coach you to victory. From sports injuries, aches and pains, to recovery from surgery or concussion, trust Elevate's specialized crew to dive into your goals, sprint with you to the finish line, and help elevate you to the top of the podium. Check us out at our Lander Main Street location or visit our webpage online. Go Tigers!
At Eyes on Fremont, we know that good vision is about more than just seeing clearly. That's why we're dedicated to providing expert eye care for the whole family. From children's exams to contacts, LASIK to glaucoma treatment, we're here to help. We accept most insurance plans, and our experienced team will make sure you feel right at home. Schedule an appointment today at 111 South Broadway in Riverton, or give us a call at 307-856-9000. Visit WyomingEyes.net to learn more.
We are Maven. We focus on the fundamentals, clean, simple designs with the very best modern materials and technologies. We refuse to compromise our mountain town roots to follow the well-worn path to $1. We choose instead to make game-changing gear and use it in the places and pursuits that inspire us every day. We are Maven, a company focused on the design and creation of innovative products for and by the modern outdoorsman.
Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. We have garage doors, front doors, storm doors, screen doors, glass doors, sliding doors, shower doors, French doors, wood doors, metal doors for your business or home. And the finest brands of windows and service you come to know. We have the right door for your loading dock. We sell the best hardware, handles, and locks. Overhead door, we're your total window and door store. Overhead door.
Who is RE/MAX All-Star Realtors? We're a professional real estate agency where your success is our priority. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we're here to guide you every step of the way. With unmatched professionalism and a track record of delivering results, we're your trusted partners in real estate. Your success is our top priority. Find your perfect property with RE/MAX All-Star Realtors. Contact us at 307-856-7827 or visit remaxriverton.com.
From the sidelines to the spotlight, from the classroom to the community, Fremont County's greatest accomplishments deserve to be celebrated. When our athletes take the field, when students excel, and when our community comes together, those are the moments that define us. For over 25 years, we've been more than just your internet and phone provider. We're your neighbors, celebrating each victory alongside you. Wyoming.com, proud to support our schools, our athletes, and our future. Visit Wyoming.com today.
Your home for Lander basketball all season long. KOVE Radio, 1330 AM and 107.7 FM.
Tiger Basketball is brought to you by Wyoming.com. Check out their home and business internet and phone service options on their website and support a local company that supports youth sports in our county. Wyoming.com.
Welcome back to Lander Valley High School. Very exciting opening to the Lander Boys Classic Invitational, as the Lander Tigers hang on to defeat the Douglas Bearcats. Took overtime, but Lander on top of Douglas. 62-61 is your final score as we bring you into the Bailey Tire Pros postgame show, brought to you by Bailey Tire and Auto. Proud supporter of our local athletes, full-service tire and auto shops at 755 South Federal in Riverton and 1305 West Main in Lander. So it's way too early in the season to say this is a must-win game or anything hyperbolic like that. But this is one that the Lander Tigers really had to want. After starting the season 1-2, they didn't play, like a typical 1-2 team might. They had to play Thermopolis, the defending 2A state champs, in last weekend's tournament to open things up. Only played those 3 games. Got a big win over Newcastle. But then lost to Rollins in the last game of the tournament. Really surging, kind of surprising Rollins team. And what head coach Stu Mullins said was kind of just an incomplete game and kind of a back-to-the-basics approach, it sounded like was going to be the case in the practice this week. And whatever was done was enough to close out this game anyway. It was certainly not a perfect game wire-to-wire for the Lander Tigers, but they had that lead throughout most of the game, actually. Didn't quite seem like it, but the Tigers led for about 94% of that game. And at one point, it was a 10-point lead. Douglas shooting itself in the foot a little bit as I believe their coach, somebody on the bench, certainly for one of them, but I think was called for not one, but 2 technical fouls in that first half. That certainly didn't help efforts, and Lander did enough to get things extended to a 10-point lead. But Douglas, to their credit, clawing back into this game and was able to force overtime later in the second half. And from that point on, it was just a slugfest. Most all of that fourth quarter was not quite back and forth, not as many lead changes, but certainly within 5 points for just about the duration of that fourth quarter. And that's something that you talk to coaches of every sport at every level about, but important in high school basketball to teach a team and have a team learn on its own how to close out opponents, especially a team like Douglas, who you're going to see in conference play. You may play this team 3 more times if you count a potential postseason maybe matchup. I would not be surprised to see these guys play each other quite a bit beyond even just the conference play. So credit to both teams. It was a really frustrating night for the Douglas Bearcats, rather. A little frustration showing from both the players and the coaching staff after the conclusion of this game, but it was one that the Lander Tigers were able to do enough with, just barely enough to hang on and get the victory. So while we have a moment before we speak with head coach Stu Mullins here on the Bailey Tire Pros post-game show, let's pick our Health Source Chiropractic moment of the game, which you'll see on the screen for those of you watching on the YouTube channel. This is Darian Herford with a nice finish. Finn McFadden also doing a great job down the stretch. Ended up winning what was the game-winning shot to put the Lander Tigers up by a single point in that game. And that's brought to you by Health Source Chiropractic, Fremont County's only sports-certified chiropractic clinic. Stay in the game with a $10 new patient special for student athletes. Health Source Chiropractic. Head coach Stu Mullins joining us. Coach, way too early in the season to hyperbolically say big game, must-win game, but that was one I'm sure that you guys really wanted after the last weekend against a team like Douglas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're always one of the best teams in the state, and it's always a feather in your cap if you can play them tough, and I didn't know what to expect. We were sick all week, and we had 8 total kids at practice on Wednesday, and we were just got to go roll the dice. And to our kids' credit, we just defended better than we've defended here in a long time. And Finn and Darian really clamped down on their guards and made them work for everything. And our bigs battled in there and got the rebounds they needed to. And Brenner made that great stop there at the end, just bowing up and taking it in the chest. It was fun. It was just a fun one. It was a great high school basketball game.
It was a lot of fun to watch. Seemed like you guys did what you needed to do against what early in the season appear to be their big scoring threats, especially Peterson, number 10. Caught on a little bit there in the second half, but effectively kind of clamped down on him. And didn't take too long in the game for their guards to go back up toward half court, and they were trying to spread you out defensively. And they hung with you guys, but they never seemed able to get the ball inside, probably like they wanted to. And certainly those outside shots that you left them with were less than ideal for them
sure.
Offensively.
Yep. Yeah, the kids that beat us were the others, and that's just given a lot of help to some really good players. We respect those kids. I mean, Roberts he's been one of the best players these last 3 years, and no different, but when you have a kid like Finn that can athletically match him, and he was just on him, that's sure a luxury to have. And yeah, we made a couple of adjustments. They were really pounding us inside. That's where they kind of made their run. And, we really, Brenner's going to be great, but, he's still a sophomore, and that kid's 6'6", 6'7", and so Pax and Noah were in foul trouble, and so Brenner did what he could, and then when we could get Pax in there, that's obviously where our strength lies, and he did a great job on him. So just a total team effort.
Darian Herford, you mentioned him already, but on defense on Taylor all night long,
oh my goodness,
was amazing. Just wire to wire, frustrating at times. I think lockdown defense just struggles to get your offense going if you're Douglas after that. And then he also, Darian, had a great overtime frame, obviously with a 3. I think that was Darian in the corner, and then a couple of free throws. So one of his better games. We've talked about it, but when you got guys in foul trouble like Pax and St. Clair, you never know who's going to be the next guy to step up, but you have to have that. And I think it was Darian Herford tonight.
Yeah, we clapped it up for him in the locker room. I mean, he went wire to wire basically with that kid, and made it very, very difficult on him, and got some turnovers against him, and as soon as he put it down, Darian's diving on the floor, and that huge play where we call timeout and get it back. But also Darian had 9 rebounds tonight too. So the shortest guy on the floor. He's all heart, and and we're good with him, shooting those threes. Like, he's going to make a couple of them, and he finally hit one of them, which was huge to kind of extend the lead out. So we love Darian, and he had a heck of a game.
2 more here on the weekends. 10 o'clock tomorrow is Burns, and then Wheatland at 4 p.m. And that's going to wrap it for your pre-holiday tournaments. But what are you looking for from the guys tomorrow?
Just to come back a little stronger than we did last weekend on the second day, and Burns is a lot better than they've been in the past, and they've got some good athletes, and it's a morning game, and there's going to be half the crowd there was, and so we've got to make sure we have the energy ourselves, and rely on our depth, and hopefully play guys as much as we can to get some rest and be ready for the Wheatland game too, which they're number 3 in the state for a reason. Like, I know they lost to Powell today, the number 4 team, but Nichols is one of the best players you're going to watch this season, and really good pullback, and really prefers to shoot off the dribble from 3, and so we'll have our hands full for sure. They're pretty big and rugged, and so tomorrow we'll start with the first quarter of Burns and go from there.
Sounds good, Coach. Looking forward to that. Really looking forward to these 2 teams, especially for the rest of the season. This isn't the first or last time last time you're gonna see these guys.
Yeah, we get to see these guys right after a break in Pinedale. So
at least a couple more times. I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. But Head Coach Stu Mullins, appreciate the time.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach. It is a 62-61 Lander Tiger victory in overtime over the Douglas Bearcats. We're going to be right back here with Burns tomorrow, and then the Wheatland game, as you just heard Coach talking about, at 4 o'clock. We'll have both those games here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com. Till tomorrow morning, have a great rest of the weekend. Travel safe if you are out and about. We'll be on the air tomorrow for Lander and Burns, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning here on 1330 KOVE and County10.com.